Ever wondered how to take your painting skills to the next level? Hello there, my name is Sarah, and welcome to this video from Sarah's Art Gallery. Are you ready to discover the beauty and wonders that the art world has to offer? If your answer is yes, then you've come to the right place. Now, in this episode, we will embark on a journey, a voyage of color, texture, and emotion, as we delve into the world of painting intermediate. Imagine standing before a blank canvas, brush in hand, the scent of paint lingering in the air. It's a world full of possibilities, where a single brushstroke can evoke 1,000 emotions. That's the power of painting. It's not just about creating a picture, it's about telling a story, your story. Painting is an age-old form of expression, a way to communicate without words. From the cave paintings of ancient times to the modern masterpieces of today, it's a language that transcends borders and cultures. It's a way to capture moments, to express feelings, to tell tales of joy and sorrow, love and loss. And the beauty of it? It's accessible to everyone. Regardless of background, age or experience, everyone has an artist within them, waiting to be unleashed. It's about seeing the world in a new light, finding beauty in the mundane, and transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. But mastering the art of painting isn't just about talent. It's about practice, patience, and perseverance. It's about learning the techniques, understanding the process, and applying the principles. It's about finding your style, your voice, your vision. So are you ready to take your painting skills to the next level? Are you ready to unlock your potential, to explore your creativity, to unleash your inner artist? Then buckle up, because we're about to embark on an incredible journey. We'll be guiding you every step of the way, from gathering your painting supplies to adding the final details. We'll be sharing tips, techniques, and insights to help you evolve from a novice to an intermediate painter. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the world of painting and help you navigate your way to becoming an intermediate painter. This isn't just a tutorial, it's an adventure. So let's get started, shall we? First things first, we need to gather our painting supplies. Now, when it comes to brushes, variety is key. Different shapes and sizes allow for a range of strokes, adding depth and texture to your work. Flat brushes, round brushes, filberts, fans, and detail brushes. They all play their part in the artist's toolkit. Next up, you'll need the right paints. Acrylics, oils, watercolors. Each has its unique characteristics. Acrylics are versatile and easy to work with, great for bold, graphic styles. Oils, on the other hand, offer richness and depth, ideal for a more classical approach. Watercolors, with their delicate, transparent nature, are perfect for capturing light and subtle nuances. Then, we have the canvas. While you can paint on virtually any surface, a good quality canvas provides an excellent base for your masterpiece. Pre-stretched and primed canvases are a great choice. They're readily available, saving you the hassle of stretching and priming the canvas yourself. Let's not forget about the palette. A flat surface where you can mix your colors, it's an essential part of your painting setup. Whether you opt for a traditional wooden palette, a glass one, or even a disposable paper palette is entirely up to you. Other tools you might need include a palette knife for mixing paints and creating textured effects, a container for cleaning brushes, a rag or paper towels for wiping excess paint off brushes, and an easel to hold your canvas. And lastly, ensure that you have a comfortable, well-lit workspace. A sturdy table, good lighting, and a comfortable chair can make all the difference when you're engrossed in your work. Remember, these are just guidelines. The beauty of art lies in its individuality. Feel free to experiment and find what works best for you. With these tools in hand, you're one step closer to creating your masterpiece. Now that we've got our tools, it's time to prepare our canvas. You see, a blank canvas is much like an open book, eagerly waiting to tell a story. But before we let our imaginations run wild, there's a crucial step that we need to take care of: preparing the canvas. Preparing the canvas is often overlooked, but it's an integral part of the painting process. It's like laying the groundwork for a house. You wouldn't build a house without a solid foundation, would you? The same applies to painting. The first step in canvas preparation is priming. This is where we apply a layer of gesso, creating a smooth white surface that's ready to receive our brush strokes. Priming not only protects the canvas, but also enhances the vibrancy of our colors. Next, we stretch the canvas. Stretching ensures that the canvas is taut, providing a flat and firm surface to work on. It's a bit like tuning a musical instrument, getting it ready to play the symphony of our imagination. A well-prepared canvas is the foundation of a great painting. So, let's give our artwork the strong start it deserves. Let's move on to creating the initial sketch of our composition. This is where we lay the foundation for our painting, where we begin to bring our ideas to life. The sketch is essentially a roadmap, guiding us through the journey of our painting, a journey that's unique to each one of us. The first point to remember is that sketching is not about creating a detailed drawing. Instead, it's about capturing the essence of what you want to paint. This can be as simple as a few lines that indicate the main shapes and forms in your composition. It's about seeing the big picture. Now let's talk about proportion. Proportion is about getting the size of the objects in your painting right. It's about understanding the relationship between different elements in your composition. Imagine you're painting a landscape with a tree in the foreground and a mountain in the background. The tree will appear larger than the mountain, even though in reality, the mountain is much larger. That's what proportion is all about. Moving on, let's discuss perspective. Perspective is about creating a sense of depth in your painting. It's about making the viewer feel like they could step right into your artwork. To achieve this, we use techniques like foreshortening, where objects appear smaller the further they are from the viewer, and overlapping, where objects in the foreground cover those in the background. Remember, when sketching, it's important not to get too attached to your lines. They're not set in stone, they're just there to guide you. If you feel like something's not right, don't be afraid to erase and redraw. It's all part of the process. As we move forward, we'll be adding paint to our sketch. But don't worry if your sketch isn't perfect. It's not meant to be. It's just a guide, a tool to help you navigate your painting journey. In the end, it's the painting itself that matters, not the sketch. The sketch is just the beginning, the first step in a journey that's all about exploration and discovery. So go ahead, pick up that pencil and start sketching. And remember, your sketch is just a guide, not a blueprint. It's okay to deviate from it as you paint. Now comes the exciting part, applying the first layer of paint. This stage is where your canvas starts to take on life, transforming from a blank slate to a blossoming masterpiece. When it comes to the first layer of paint, there are a few techniques that artists commonly use. One such technique is underpainting. This is where you apply a layer of paint, often a single color or a simple monochrome, to establish the overall tone of the painting. It's like laying down the foundation of a house, providing a base upon which the subsequent layers can be built. The underpainting helps set the mood of the painting. A warm underpainting can set a cheerful, sunny mood, while a cool underpainting might convey a sense of tranquility or sadness. But remember, the underpainting isn't about detailing, it's about setting the tone and establishing the overall values. Another technique to consider is blocking in. This is where you paint large areas of color to establish the major shapes and forms in your painting. Don't worry about the small details at this point. Instead, focus on the larger picture. Blocking in is like sketching with paint, helping you to visualize the overall composition and balance of your painting. In applying the first layer of paint, remember to keep your brushstrokes loose and fluid. Don't be afraid to be generous with your paint. This isn't the time to be timid or overly precise. Embrace the process and let your creativity flow. Above all, remember that this is your painting. There's no right or wrong way to apply the first layer of paint. It's about what works for you and what helps you to express your vision. So experiment, play around, and find your unique approach. At this stage, patience is key. Once you've applied the first layer, let it dry before adding the next. It may be tempting to rush in and start adding details, but patience will ensure a stronger, more stable painting in the long run. This first layer sets the tone for your painting. Let it dry before proceeding. It's the first step on your journey from blank canvas to finished masterpiece. Enjoy the process and embrace the journey. for it's in the journey that the real magic of painting lies. Once the first layer is dry, we can start building up our painting. Now this is where the magic truly happens. This stage is all about depth, texture, and blending, about giving the painting life and making it leap off the canvas. Building up a painting through multiple layers is akin to building a house. Just as you wouldn't start with the roof, you wouldn't begin with the final details of your painting. You start from the ground up. The first layer, or underpainting, is your foundation. It sets the tone and general composition of your work. Now, we're ready to add the walls and floors, so to speak. When building up your painting, consider the depth. Depth is achieved by gradually adding layers of paint, each one adding a new level of detail and richness. Imagine you're looking out at a landscape. The things closest to you have more detail, more contrast, while those in the distance are lighter, less defined. This is a concept known as atmospheric perspective, and it's just one way to create a sense of depth in your painting. Texture is another crucial element. By layering your paint, you can create a variety of textures that add a tactile dimension to your work. Whether you're painting the rough bark of a tree or the smooth surface of a lake, texture brings a painting to life. You can use different brush strokes, palette knives, or even unconventional tools like sponges or cloth to achieve these effects. Blending is the final piece of the puzzle. This is where you marry all the elements together, smoothing the transition between colors and tones. Remember, in nature, there are no harsh lines or sudden color changes. Everything flows and transitions smoothly from one form to another. Your painting should reflect that. As we add each layer, it's crucial to allow it to dry before adding the next. This prevents the colors from becoming muddy and maintains the integrity of each layer. Patience is key here. Remember to let each layer dry before adding the next. We're almost there. Let's add the final details. Now, the stage is set for the grand finale, the final details. The magic of a masterpiece lies in these seemingly insignificant strokes that bring the painting to life. It's like the final notes in a symphony, subtle yet powerful, tying everything together and creating a cohesive, beautiful piece of art. Remember, these final details are not about making drastic changes. It's about enhancing what's already there, refining the stark outlines, softening the harsh contrasts, adding depth, and bringing out the highlights. It's like adding seasoning to a dish, a sprinkle here and there to enhance the flavor. Let's start with the highlights. The parts of your painting that are hit by light, these are your highlights. You'll need to use a lighter shade of your base color. This could be adding a dab of white to your blue sky to make it look like sunlight is hitting it, or adding a touch of yellow to your green leaves to make them look sun-kissed. Precision is key when it comes to adding these final details. So, pull out your fine brushes. These are your magic wands for this stage of the painting. They allow for detailed work, for those tiny strokes that add texture and depth to your painting. Remember, less is more. You don't need to cover every inch of your canvas with detail. Sometimes, a few well-placed strokes are enough to create the illusion of detail. Don't forget to step back occasionally and look at your painting from a distance. This will give you a better perspective on how your details are affecting the overall composition. And most importantly, take your time. This is not a race. Patience and care are your best friends at this stage of the painting. Adding these final details might seem daunting, but remember, every stroke, every dab of paint is an expression of you, your vision, your creativity. Embrace it. Enjoy it. This is the part where your painting truly becomes yours. These final touches can make a world of difference, bringing your painting to life. Now that we've finished our painting, let's talk about how to care for it. Preserving your artwork is as crucial as creating it. The longevity and vibrancy of your masterpiece depends on how well you look after it. Firstly, cleaning your painting is key. Lightly dust your painting with a soft brush to keep it free from airborne particles. Avoid using cleaning agents as they can strip the paint and damage the canvas. Next, consider varnishing. A good varnish not only enhances the colors, but also provides a protective coating against dust and UV light. But remember, varnishing should be done at least 6 months after the painting has dried completely. Lastly, let's talk about storage. If you need to store your painting, make sure it's in a cool, dark place, free from humidity. Always store your painting vertically and never stack paintings on top of each other. Proper care will ensure your masterpiece stands the test of time. And that's it. You've just completed your journey towards becoming an intermediate painter. We've traversed the wide expanse of the artist's journey together, from sparking that initial creative flame to gathering your supplies, preparing your canvas, sketching your vision, and applying those first bold strokes of paint. We've built up your masterpiece layer by layer, adding in the fine details that bring your work to life. We've even covered how to care for your painting to ensure its longevity. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? But remember, this is just the beginning. Each painting is a stepping stone on your path as an artist. Each stroke of the brush, a testament to your growth and evolution. So don't stop here. Keep practicing, keep experimenting, and most importantly, keep expressing yourself through your art. If you're new here, you liked the video and I've given you some value, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for my newest videos. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, this is Sarah from Sarah's Art Gallery, saying, create your masterpiece, one stroke at a time.